Hey guys, Andrew here, Bavarian Motor Repairs, owner, master technician. About 35,000 of these vehicles professionally serviced and repaired. This is my own vehicle. The reason I'm making this vehicle is I'm kind of going to implore all of our clients and future clients, if you have a coolant leak, I even took my own advice on this vehicle and towed it right in. So the moment I had a low coolant message pop up on the dash, I took measures to pull right away into a random gas station. I let it cool down for about 15-20 minutes. Verified I did indeed have low coolant. As inconvenient as it was, went ahead and had it towed in here. So here's a new hose, and what I'm going to show you is there is just so much plastic on modern vehicles, and in the cooling system, what we're going to do is we're going to compare the new hose from BMW. You see how it's nice and black. It's usually, now this is kind of a non-sophisticated way to look at things, but this is majority of the time very accurate way. Nice dark black is what we're looking for on coolant hoses. When you get to your coolant reservoir, your hoses, your connecting points, when they start to age, every time you run your vehicle, that coolant temperature is going to go through the roof. It's going to get above boiling point. So let's just say 220 plus degrees on average. This plastic is going to expand. And now we got a Ice-mageddon out there this week, last week, Snow-mageddon, and it cools down. And now we're getting extra cold and extra hot. What happens is we have a piece of plastic that cracks. This is what we have to do now to get to that piece of plastic. Should I have kept driving, what happens is now this piece of plastic cracks, antifreeze leaks out, air goes in the system, and what it does is it lowers the temperature at which the antifreeze can boil. So when it's a fully sealed system, we're not going to boil any antifreeze. Once you have an air leak, it's now able to boil. If you pop your hood, you're going to say, Andrew, it sounds like a coffee maker under my hood. Well, that's because we have a leak. It's not like engine oil or something else where you can just keep topping it up and keep driving. The number one rule of thumb is when you have a low coolant message, when you have an active coolant leak on any vehicle, but specifically European vehicles, pull over as safely as possible, get the vehicle towed, have somebody give you a ride home, or over here, we'll get you in a loaner vehicle. Back in the day, the biggest concern used to be, hey, you're going to blow your head gasket. Unfortunately, the cost sometimes is not much different, but what we end up doing is destroying all the plastic components around the engine, and that's never fun. If the vehicle is driven with an antifreeze leak, a lot of times what's going to happen is we're going to verify with pictures and videos exactly what's leaking. Anything that's suspect, we're going to add that as a supplement where you're the captain of the ship and you get to say yes or no to it. And then we're going to put it all back together and test drive about 20 miles. We're going to bring it back into our shop and retest 2 to 3 times. I'm going to tell you from experience, the coolant leaks tend to be a chain reaction of failures. Very, very, very frustrating for both the owners, for myself, as a shop owner. We don't want to replace and repair everything under the sun. Ideally, we want to minimize the cost to our clients. So we do want to fix exactly what has been proven to be leaking. And when we have it disassembled, we're going to be inspecting all of the other components to make sure their integrity and that gasket, that black seal in there, everything looks okay to be reused, and advise you accordingly. But if you continue to drive with an active coolant leak or coolant low message, what often happens is you go from 1 leak to 3, 4, 5, 6 leaks, and then it's traditionally more costly than disassembling the engine. When we used to have a head gasket failure, that was kind of one of the main fears. Andrew here, Bavarian Motor Repairs. You're always in great hands here. Right here in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Pictures and videos with all services and repairs. 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. You're always in great hands. Give us a shout. Looking forward to talking with you soon.